Today is the second part of the Q&A, and we do this once a week, Fridays usually, and it's a lot of fun. We don't usually do it in two parts, but I just had a lot of questions this week. So if you want to participate in the Q&A, all you have to do is just ask your question in the comments section below, and it'll be featured on an upcoming Q&A. I apologize, I don't have my microphone, forgot to bring it to the hotel here, but that's what we got to do. So the first question comes from Stuntman Johnny. Question: I've been coveting a Rolex Milgauss black dial. I've been shopping around on the gray market because, as you know, they went discontinued. I'm concerned that they may be up in price for that reason, but then I'm hearing prices across the brand are going down. Should I hold out to see if they go down, or should I just go ahead and get what I can find now? For the price that they are currently going for, what are your thoughts? My thoughts are you can procrastinate all day long and keep doing that, and you know, people are just waiting for everything to just rock bottom hit, man. If you love that watch and you want it, get it now. You know, it's not right now. It's a buyer's market right now. It's not a seller's market. It's a buyer's market. So you're probably better off just purchasing it now, man. I wouldn't wait, but that's up to you. If you want to do that and see what happens, then by all means go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think it's a buyer's market, and it wouldn't hurt you to get it. Even if it drops, it's not going to drop that much more, you know, not anything substantial unless there was a complete crash, you know. But I appreciate your question, man. Thank you. Next one comes from Michael_Dugan. Hey, Tony, I wanted to get your opinion on daily wearing a Datejust. I have a 41 millimeter Datejust fluted Jubilee rhodium dial. I found that I've been wearing it very often since I got it 4 months ago. Some people say it's too dressy for a daily wear. And I say you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, as a daily or not a daily. If you really like the watch and you love wearing it, regardless of what anyone says, you know what I mean? It's just, if you love wearing it as a daily watch, then by all means do it. People wear Datejust all day long as their daily. Some people only have a Datejust as their only Rolex and their only watch, and that's what they wear. So just whatever your heart tells you, and if it looks good and you like wearing it, just wear it, man. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Thanks for your question. Next one comes from, excuse me, Mario Sayaka 6661. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Tony, I love your videos, always informative and entertaining. Keep up the great work. Thanks, man, I appreciate that. My question is about Breitling, particularly the Navitimer series. I know you've owned Breitling. What are your thoughts on the current lineup? It seems Breitling has been on a roll lately, refreshing most of their lines. I think the current 41 millimeter Navitimer looks great, and it seems their in-house B01 chrono movement is excellent. If you don't currently have a Breitling in the collection, would you ever want to own one again? So you're actually asking me two questions here. Breitling are doing good things, yes. I'm not a huge fan of Breitling, and I did own a Top Time, and I sold it fairly soon after I got it. But at the same time, the Navitimer is probably their most classic design. They're more sort of, I want to say, iconic Breitling. Everyone associates Breitling with the Navitimer. I think if they have the B01 chrono in-house movement, I think you're going to be fine with that. I think it's reliable, it's robust, but I don't know that much about the watch in itself, and I don't know that much about their current lineup since I don't really particularly follow what Breitling's up to, but I do know what you're talking about, so I do appreciate it, man. Thank you for your question. This comes from Matchstick. I know you've got a longer name, man, but it didn't print out that way. Hey, what's up, Tony? Waiting for you to upload that video where you passed the Pepsi for the alternative. Man, I've been waiting for a Pepsi for about 2 years now, and in the meantime, I was offered a Datejust 41 mint dial, which was one of two watches that I wanted, and I purchased it as my first Rolex. Congratulations, man, enjoy that. Also, I wanted to ask you, and from my understanding, you did not request a Panda, but was simply offered it. Is that the best way to approach this model? Like, don't ever request it and wait till it's offered? I would like to get the black dial someday, trying to sketch a path forward. Feel free to share any advice. Thanks, Tony, looking forward to that video. First and foremost, the video you're wanting me to do, I can't do it yet because the watch that actually came in instead of the Pepsi was the wrong watch. Simple as that. So I went down to Bindi with Jamie, and then it was the wrong watch, so I obviously didn't get it. So Juan's been out of town. He's out of the country for about a month, and you know, if it comes in, it comes in. I'm not in a hurry right now, man, especially with what's going on. hence watch my previous video that just came up a few minutes ago. As far as the Panda goes, the Daytona, man, no, don't ever just think they're gonna offer it to you. You'll never get it. Even if you ask for it, that's a high probability that you won't. But the thing is let them know that that's your goal, that's what your interest is. You know, you realize that, you know, if there's a chance of getting that, you know, let them know that you're enthusiastic about that particular watch. And, you know, again, I don't know your AD and I don't know you personally, but put it out there that's what you want. But don't sit around and wait for them to offer it to you, because that's never gonna happen. It just, in my case, I think just the type of customer I am with, oh shit, my stupid thing. Sorry, man. Let me try to fix this. I apologize. This is awesome. Gotta love it. I think with, you know, my spend history, I don't know how this is gonna work. I apologize. This is not working out. Let me try it again. Sorry, you guys. I want to spin you around. Stupid ass. All right. Sorry about that. This is what happens when you're doing a mock setup, you know, super ghetto. But that's how I roll, man. I don't edit my videos and I don't like cut shit out. Well, I mean, sometimes I very occasionally do that. So yeah, don't wait for them to offer you it, okay? I appreciate your comment, man, or your question, sorry. Next one comes from PKWLUX. Hi, Tony, appreciate your videos. I have a Datejust 41 white dial Jubilee with fluted bezel. I like that watch, but I have a feeling that perception is that it's more or less a ladies configuration or unwanted model. A Datejust 41, a ladies model? Dude, really? Where would you hear that? You had one. Did you like it, and why did you sell it? Will you buy it again? Thanks, and greetings from Luxembourg. Hey man, in Luxembourg, what kind of women wear 41 Datejust and that's considered a ladies watch? That is out and out full dude's watch. Women can wear it. You know, I still wear a 36. I had the 36 white dial. I sold it. It's not an unwanted model. It's very sought after. I don't know what it's like in Luxembourg because I haven't been to Luxembourg in probably 25 years. And the reason why I sold it is I just didn't wear it anymore. And would I buy it again? I would probably not that reference, but if you watch my last video, you'll see like I've had so many Rolex and so many Datejust. I love it. And I would buy another Datejust, but it's not at the top of my list right now. But I do appreciate your question, man. Thank you. Next from Jose Fernandez -IC9DS. Hey Tony, how do you feel about Frank Muller? Hope all is well. Frank Muller, man. Frank Muller are awesome. When Frank Muller came out, they came out like a freaking wrecking ball. And I wanted one so bad and I couldn't afford it. You know, I couldn't afford one. And they were everywhere and I loved them. I loved that. I mean, they had the Master Banker, they had the, you know, the roulette one. I'm trying to think of their, you know, the Crazy Hours. I had a Crazy Hours. Crazy Colored Dreams. Those are great watches. Frank Muller, a lot of people don't know that he's got out of Frank Muller watches. He got involved in some coke, drug stuff and whatever. And, you know, but if you ever seen, you know, with some of the watches he's still coming out with now, they're not in favor. You can pick up Frank Muller pretty inexpensively now compared to what they were. I love Frank Muller. Great watches, man. If you're gonna pick one up, I highly recommend it because you can get those things pretty cheap, and even for the solid gold ones. You know what I mean? It's amazing. In fact, I'd love to pick up another Frank Muller. Thanks for your question, man. Okay, this comes from Dalo the Man, D-A-L-O the Man 1. Here's my question. Will you please video some freestyle guitar playing? I'm dying to see that. Please? No, I'm not gonna do that. But thank you. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You comment a lot, man. I appreciate your questions and stuff. This comes from Cubesy McCubesy. Hey Tony, I got a long-winded question. I had a gold Zenith Elite HW, I guess you mean hand wound, around 2009. I think I got rid of years ago for reasons I won't get into. Love Zenith and I want another one. I've been deciding which one I want for too long. Hard decision. My question is, what was your first Zenith watch and when did you get it? Thanks for the videos, man. Hope you're doing as well as possible after the chaos. And I appreciate that. After the chaos, again, the video I just did with Jamie and Stone Temple Pilots and all that stuff. If you guys please watch that, I appreciate it so much. My first Zenith I got in 2003. I think it was 2003. And it was a El Primero open heart, like the one I have now, except the version that was in 2003 when they first came out. That was a 44 millimeter case. It was big. It was a great watch. I fell in love with it, and that's where my love for Zenith sort of came from. Years later, I bought a 1940s vintage Zenith, 18 karat gold. It was a 1940s, but it was also 40 millimeters, so which is really rare for that era of watch to be that big. But yeah, I love, Zenith, obviously, as you know, I mean, my favorite brand besides like Rolex and Cartier, whatever, but love them. Anyway, glad you love Zenith, bro. This one comes from ZD Nice. ZD Nice. So Tony, I have a question. I've put in a request for either a Sprite or the black gray GMT at 3 different ADs, 2 of which I have bought watches from before, a no date sub, a 1 at one, and a Datejust at the other. The third I have no purchase history. When I was there, they did offer me a rose gold day date with a diamond dial and a two-tone 41 millimeter Datejust, neither of which I bought. The AD where I got my Datejust sells other brands and jewelry. The other 2 are just Rolex. Do you think the fact that Bindi has other brands you are not only interested in genuinely, but also that you actually buy helps you get the Rolex that you want? Okay, let me rephrase that. So what you're asking me is that because Bindi sells other brands that I have an option to get the more Rolex than not. Whereas when you're at just a Rolex boutique, would it be better to go to a dealer that sells other brands as well as Rolex being an authorized dealer, right? I just want to get that straight. I have to believe that being a good all-around customer makes a difference if you want to get harder pieces. So do you think it's worth focusing on one place that sells more things as to get more access? I have a nice relationship with all of my SAs, sales associates is what you're saying, but I have no idea where I fall in their queue of clients and frankly where they fall in the ecosystem of their own store. Has one ever told you whether or not SAs get more watches to allocate to their clients than others? All right, man, so you've got several parts to that, don't you? So the first one being, would it be better to focus on a store that has, Cartier, like Bindi, that have different brands as well as Rolex? I think Rolex is Rolex, you know what I mean? And depending, I think you might have better chance of getting different watches, different Rolex allocated to you, because if you're interested in other watches and you spend money on other watches that you want, because there's that whole thing where people go, my Rolex AD forced me to buy this and I didn't want that. And I just call bullshit every time. But either way, if you have watches that you want to buy other than Rolex, it will help with your spend history and it will help you get allocated, other Rolex, I'm sure of it. So, it has me. Has one ever told me whether or not some SAs get more watches to allocate than other clients? No. They all, I think, I don't really know the hierarchy and all that. I think that if you are a more seasoned sales rep and you're Rolex trained, you're going to get more Rolex than the other guy who doesn't have as much training or is, a newer employee, for instance, But I don't ask too many questions about that, I just know that they have a certain amount of sales reps and a lot of these watches are divided up amongst those sales reps. So, but I do appreciate your question, man, and good luck with whatever you're looking for. All right. This one comes from Friars90. I love your content, Tony. Keep it coming. Thanks. I appreciate that you love my content. I have a question for you. Unfortunately, I lost my dad in the freshman year of college. I'm 56 now. I'm sorry to hear that. He left me his 3 watch collection. 2 of them I wear regularly, but one I have worn less than a dozen times in all of those years. It's a Patek Calatrava with a small seconds feature in mint condition. Really? You don't wear that, dude? What? I'm having a hard time parting with it, but it seems like such a waste sitting in a box all the time. Should I hold it for sentimental reasons or move on from it and get something I'll wear and enjoy? I'd be interested in your thoughts. All right, man. If that was the only watch he left you, I'd say you'd be crazy to sell it. Keep it. You know what I mean? But you say he left you 3 watches and 2 of which you wear. So I think if he was looking at you from the other side, he'd probably go, you know, it'd be okay to sell it if that's what you really want to do. If you think you're going to miss it, don't. You know what I mean? For sentimental reasons, yeah. I mean, and you could always put it in a watch box and display it even as a decoration. But if you need the money and you want to get something else, then by all means, I think it would be okay because you still have 2 other watches. If you don't need the money, then don't sell it, man. You know, it's from your dad. You know, that's something he had, and I'm sure he put like a lot into getting it. I don't know your dad, obviously. I don't know you, but you know, I think you might regret it, man, if you did sell it. So, but you know, make your choice, and I'll, you know, let me know what you do. Appreciate it. This next one comes from 4Doggy Family 181. As always, great Q&A content. Thanks. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Seek your thoughts on the following. Several weeks back, you opined on the GMT II Meteorite White Gold Pepsi versus Rose Gold Black Ombre Day Date. AD called and offered me a green ombre yellow gold day date instead and decided to take it, although it wasn't the GMT II. This dial is stunning. Sometimes at a certain angle it looks black in addition to the Rolex green. Between the 2 day dates, I'm super pleased over the rose gold, but love to hear your thoughts of the 2 while I wait for the meteorite, if and when it comes. Thanks. Damn, dude, day date, especially with the ombre dial, you know what I mean? I like the rose gold, and I love the green in the yellow gold too. I'm not usually a huge yellow gold fan, but that dial is stunning, man. You know, with the deconstructed Roman numerals, and then of course on the black one, not so partial to black dials on day date watches or Datejust watches. So I would definitely go with I'd actually take the yellow gold. I prefer the more of a root beer brown dial with the rose gold and the diamond markers. And those are baguette diamonds, I'm sorry. But beautiful watches, man, you know, and can't go wrong with any of them. And good luck with that GMT II. On that note, you guys, again, I appreciate you so much with everything, and you know, and we'll see you on the next one.